If you don't know me, hi, I'm single. I talk about it on here a lot. I'm 26 years old, I'm single. Some weird dudes think it's an insult to call me a cat lady when I self-identify as a cat lady. It upsets some men when I say I don't get rejected.
Okay, guys, so just remember, she doesn't get rejected. Remember that.
He blocked me. You think it's normal human behavior to block someone that you want to unmatch on a dating app? I don't know what to tell you. I diagnose you with mental illness. Women don't date nice guys. Nice guys finish last. That's just not true.
Okay, so she says that's not true. Let's see the evidence.
My type in men is emotionally unavailable artists.
Okay, so not the nice guy. Let's continue.
People ask me for dating advice, and honestly, like, I can give good advice, but oh my God, why are you asking me? Because I'm a fucking hypocrite. Like, I have said, if you're texting someone and they make you feel like nervous in a bad way, in an icky way, then like don't like leave it. But I feel so bad, and there are so like I feel bad, and I'm still trying to make this work. I don't know why.
So keep in mind, guys, what they say and what they actually do. They all say they want the nice guy, the guy that is emotionally intelligent. No, they don't. They're not attracted to that.
I told my therapist that I think I have an addiction to attention, and not only did he agree, he said, that was very insightful. I had therapy today and I had a little cry.
Just remember, nobody rejects her.
I get emotional when I feel lonely, okay? Especially when I feel lonely in like the dating life. I don't know, I get very insecure about my worth.
But ma'am, why? Because nobody rejects you. And you only date the nice guys. So how come they block you?
As someone to date,
If someone says, I want to take you out, then I want to be taken out, which means to me to pay and whatever. So we did that, I paid, and it's fine. And then after I was honest, and I just said it, like, I don't know, because I said, like, yeah, I thought you were going to take me out, and like, to me that means pay. And then suddenly his English wasn't so good
Oh my god, the nice guy didn't want to pay. Okay.
anymore. When he was like, I don't understand what you mean. I don't know. And then like afterwards he was like, next time I'll pay. Like unprompted he said that after we were having another conversation. I said, okay. And then he said, are you free this week? And I said, yeah. And then I texted him after and I'm like, I had a nice time, thanks. And then he read it and didn't respond. And it's like, okay, I don't know. Like,
But ma'am, you don't get rejected.
I'm just tired of... I'm happy I was honest.
She's so happy.
Is it true that men are only nice to women they're attracted to?
Moment of silence because I got ghosted by a 5'8" man.
Sometimes I feel sad about being single, but then I remember, in my last relationship, I would sometimes sit next to him and feel alone.
17 things I love about being single and not living with a man.
Get ready with me to go on a date with my ex-boyfriend.
Don't go on date with your ex. Don't eat your own puke.
Okay, this is how uninterested I am in the male species right now. A guy just asked for my number, and you know what I said? I said, for what?
Here is part 2 of the guy that I was dating was not interested in women.
Here's the one thing you got to remember in 2025. You can't build a relationship with someone who doesn't text you. You can't build a relationship with someone who doesn't want to see you. You can't build a relationship with someone who's not interested in you. So stop chasing those people, focus on yourself, and find someone who will appreciate you.
Did you eat without me?
Yeah. I figured you ate without me.
You figured wrong.
It changed the tone of the whole conversation. I'm just really confused by this last conversation.
This is just not what I was looking for in a trial wife.
Morning.
Someone that just eats without me.
That's true. If she really cared about him, she would ask, "Did you eat? Let's eat together." The fact that she ate alone, it shows that she doesn't care.
I do really hate to get on here and talk about men, but there's one thing that is keeping me so terrified from dating, because you meet a man and then if he has an ex, then she and her friends probably think he's a big fat loser. Like, I will always side with women. I just can't live with the idea that the man that I like is considered a loser by another girl, because
Yeah, ma'am, it's the same with women.
I trust her judgment.
I would literally open my wrist with a Popeye's spork before I cook for a man.
And a lot of the women that come to my platform want high value, high earning, masculine men. You cannot be a hoe, number one. You cannot dress a certain way. That's another thing. Women try to say, oh, he's controlling me because he doesn't want me to wear XYZ. No, you should respect that man enough not to put him in danger, realistically speaking. Because if you're too sexy and another man steps you, what now he's gotta say something? And if he doesn't say something, now he's not a man? You don't want no high-value masculine man because now you're putting them in danger, and that's a problem. Girls are twisted out here. It's delusion. It's giving delusion.
The Lululemon.
Yes.
I'm with you.
But like, what if there was a social media platform for women only?
That doesn't work, ma'am, because women want attention and validation from other men, not from other women. For example, here in the early 2000s, they started opening only women gyms. Guess what? None of them worked. Why? Because women want to go where the men are.
If you fucking know in your soul, in your gut, that you are not with the person that you're meant to be with, leave. I used to feel lonely in my marriage. I felt like I was the only grown-up in the relationship. I lost all interest in intimacy because for me, it's a mental and emotional thing. So if I've lost respect for you, I'm not going to want to sleep with you. And I was in therapy on antidepressants, having anxiety attacks. He wasn't a bad guy, but he wasn't the guy for me. And I knew that my daughter deserved a better version of her mom and also a better example of what a relationship is, what a marriage is, what love looks like, the way you should be communicating, the way you should be treating each other, the way you should be looking at each other.
Another woman that married a nice guy and then she realizes, oh, I'm not attracted to him anymore. Of course, ma'am, of course, because she wants the bad boys.
About almost 3 years. Anytime I bring up marriage, it just seems like this taboo topic that we can't really talk about. It seems uncomfortable, and I just don't know why. He's expressed that he wants to get married, but the timeline is non-existent.
Marriage is for sure on the horizon, but I'm not in a huge rush.
You say you're not in a huge rush, but if the person who you love and adore is communicating to you that she's in a little bit of a rush, does that influence where you want to see this thing go?
It's just a slow decision-making process.
I don't know why.
No, it's not, my guy. You're lying. She's not the one. That's why you don't want to get married.
Why he can't just commit to me in a marriage going forward? Like, is there something about me that is not just making you want to like dive right in?
I can 100% tell you, ma'am, that something is holding him back. There is something that he doesn't like about you. That's why he is not getting married with you. I promise you that.
The reason why I choose to stay single is because the talking stage, I've just been crying. The talking stage for me is literally so anxiety inducing that I get so intertwined and upset about how long they're taking to reply, what they're saying, reading into messages.
Ma'am, then you have some problems because you can't control your emotions. This is the kind of woman that I was talking about that you should stay away from, guys. The overly emotional women that can't control their emotions. Now, I know all women are emotional, But some are overly emotional. Those women you should stay away from.
It overwhelms my mind. I find it so unbelievably stressful talking to a new person and
it's so stressful.
Liking them, getting my hopes up.
I can't even imagine how she can cope with all that stress, guys.
All the rest of it. I don't want to go through what I'm going through right now again. But then I'm like, I'm never going to meet anybody. I'm always going to stay single if I never put myself out there. But the constant stress and anxiety of whether or not they're going to ghost you, whether or not they're going to turn out to be a dick, like all of the unanswered questions, it sends me into a literal spiral. I wish I could just not care if somebody replies to me, whatever. I wish I didn't give a shit, but I care too much. And I feel like it actually drives me insane. I feel like I'm going mentally insane.
What do I keep telling you guys? This is why you need to control your emotions. That's why you need to not be emotional from the start. Because people like her that are very emotional don't make good decisions. They never do. Because they base everything on how they feel that day, that minute, that second. Oh, he texted me this. Oh, this made me feel so good. And they base everything on that. It's so stupid.
As soon as I start liking somebody and talking to them. And I don't know how to fix it. Probably therapy, but that shit is expensive.
This is the reason why so many career-driven women have problems in the dating world.
You ain't met
Because,
the right one.
hold on. No, I'm just talking about as a whole, especially in the black community. The women that make this nice money, they are struggling. They are on TV talking about, oh, I'm gonna have a baby, but I'm gonna have it put in me because I can't find a man. Because really and we talked about, Ace, you talked about staying in your financial lane for men. A lot of these women aren't staying in their physical lane or their mental lane when it comes to the men. Because now you want these men that make all this here money and do all of these here things for you, which is a very small percentage of men. If you say I want a man that make $100,000, you eliminated 85% of all men. 85%, that leaves you 15%. Half of that 15% is married. 7.5%. Half of them gay. Or live with an alternative lifestyle. Take that down to 3.5%, 4% that you got to choose from. Then you want him over 6 feet, 2%. He can't be obese, 1%. You don't like Sagittarius, Leos, or Cancers. Well, now you at 0.5% of a man that you got to look for. You got to find him, and then he got to like you back. That type of man that makes that type of money has requirements for a woman too that now you have to meet. This is why so many women are struggling that make money when they step out here into the dating world because they're unrealistic for their dating pool.
Let's have another chit chat about dating and moving cities. I think it's okay to normalize accepting the fact that you might love a city that you moved to. So for example, I moved to Miami a year ago and I love it. I do really like the weather, the location, the easy lifestyle, but it's okay to accept that you moved to a place where you're not gonna find your person and that you can move away because you know that. The thing about Miami is, especially if you're in your 30s, you're gonna date younger guys or guys that are a lot older, looking for something that's a little bit different than what you want. Like most guys aren't thinking, let me move to Miami and find my wife, right? And I feel like I date a lot of guys that want to do all the dinners and all the this, the that, but they're not quality men that I want to spend the rest of my life with. You end up dating a lot of guys that are traveling in and out. It's very much a vacation hotspot. So I'm on Raya, so I meet guys from, Italy. They fly in, I meet them, we have fun 2-3 nights, and then they're gone. Yeah, we're connected on Instagram. They DM me, flame emojis, but it's not my husband. And I just want to normalize saying, okay, I love this place. I gave it a try, and I don't think it's for me long term, and it's okay to move away.
I wish men would just put in a little bit more effort when they try to talk to you. And by a little bit more effort, I literally only mean introducing yourself. I don't know why this is such a foreign concept to them, but a lot of them just approach me without telling me anything about themselves, not even their name, and then they get mad when I have attitude.
Okay, I'm gonna have a bit of a rant here, and it's to do with this whole like trending conversation over the last couple of years to do with gym culture, you know, men looking at women, don't look at me, you're a creep and all that, right? Fine. Like there is a real conversation to be had about that. However, I've got to say, this whole like filming men looking at you in the gym and then posting it online, I'm kind of the view that single women are sort of shooting themselves in the foot here. Because by branding men as like creeps and predators for approaching women in the gym, as a byproduct, we are actually removing one of the very last environments in a world of digital dystopia where men and women can still kind of meet each other in a sort of natural and organic way.
Guys, just think about how stupid this is. If they actually didn't want any guy to stare at them at all, they would go to women-only gyms. They would. But they don't.